Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the tHRive Conference, the Transformational HR Program. Thank you for joining once again. This is our last session for this weekend. It's been a weekend long of learning, of fun, of engaging different speakers, and interacting with each other. Trust you've had so much value and impact from this weekend of learning so far. Thank you for joining again. Our speaker for today, Stella, is on standby. We'll be looking at growth mindset for HR leaders, emerging challenges and growth mindset for HR leaders. This session has been pre-approved for 3 business credits. We'll be going into it shortly, but just a few minutes for more people to join. Then I do the introduction and hand over to our speaker for the session. Thank you for joining. For those joining from YouTube, you're welcome. It's great to have you here. You're part of this conference, and we appreciate your time that you've invested in this to learn. Thank you, Ejiro. Thank you, Elizabeth Kings. Harriet Atkin, I see you. You're welcome. Thank you. Uju, you're welcome. Thank you all for joining. Goba, you're welcome. I hope you are not tired. Let's power on. This is the last session for today. More and more people are coming in, just I'm sure because of the don't let us be tired of learning. Beam, you're welcome. Great. As much as we've heard so many things about the challenges of this time and the disruption the pandemic caused, it's also good to have a balanced view and to see that there are also growth opportunities from this. Like the previous speaker mentioned, some companies have experienced boom in these times, most especially ICT and tech companies. But even aside that, some other companies too, like traditional companies in traditional industries have also experienced boom. So it's about you having that growth mindset to face the challenges and then sort of capture that wind and sail with it and thrive as the theme of this conference is. So we'll be taking a look at that, and I trust that our speaker for today, Stella Obiola, will do justice to that. We can't wait to learn from our wealth of experience and for her to share from the depth of our knowledge. We'll be starting shortly, just waiting for more people to join. Cynthia, you're welcome. Matthew, you're welcome. Otsinu, thank you for joining again. Remember the name from the last session. Adedon, you're welcome. Great. Just a few more seconds and then we can go. Trust me, we've all had a fantastic weekend and getting ready to do our magic this week. From what we've learned here, apply some of these things at work, and we would love to hear your feedback about the results that you get from applying what you've learned here at this conference. Because the whole essence of this is to have a great impact on not just your career, but also on the organizations that you serve. So we're looking forward to your feedback as you implement some of the things we share here. Welcome, Baraka. Welcome, Bumi Salu. Munisola Awudiran, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Are we all ready for another awesome learning flight? Adedoyin says, let me see that. Adedoyin Esther says, thank you for a job well done, Adonam Consulting. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Great to have you here. Obaseki on YouTube says, great to be here again. Thank you for joining again. Great to have you here. Bumi Salu says, thank you for this platform. Thank you all. Thank you for joining. You've all made this worthwhile. You've been a wonderful audience, engaging, great questions, I must say, after each session. And just to reiterate on that, the Q&A part of the session is actually part of our learning here. I know a lot of people just want to get the attendance code at the end of the session and just run off. But those question and answer are also part of the learning. Some of those questions will draw out more insights from the speakers. It could be things they've not even mentioned during their presentation. So it would be good to wait back for the Q&A sessions. You definitely still learn some things from there. So I know we have other things to do. We don't want to take all your time, but we're good to just stay back and also learn from the Q&A session. So thank you. Great. Let's meet our speaker for today. Stella is an experienced HR specialist with a demonstrated history of working in various industries. She's skilled in negotiation, employee relations, HR consulting, culture transformation, manpower planning, coaching and mentoring, change management, and organizational development. She has a bachelor's degree in business administration and management from the Ambrose Ali University and a master's in general management from University of Lagos. She holds the HR practitioner license from the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria and the Senior Professional in Human Resources International SPHR certification. Stella is currently the Group Head Human Resources at, maybe you'll tell us how you pronounce that, but I'm just going to read it out, VIISAUS. Before that, she was the
Vsauce.
Vsauce, great. Before that, she was the Group Senior Manager, Human Resources at TVC Communications. Stella is also a counselor with a certificate in personal development and coaching from the Coaching Academy, Diva West 1, London. So with a loud ovation, with a warm welcome, let's give a thrive welcome to Stella Obialo. Let me see the claps. Let's see the warm welcome in the comment section. Great to have you here, Stella.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's nice, it's exciting joining in today. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, so let me put it in slide mode. Okay, so Jide, can you see my screen?
Yes, I
Hello?
can.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate Adolum Consulting for giving me this opportunity to share with my colleagues in the industry on the topic, emerging challenges and growth mindset for HR leaders. But I want to believe I'm not just speaking to HR leaders, I'm speaking, I'm sharing with HR practitioners across board, beginning, mid-level, and then the senior level as well. So as you've read my bio, and the name of the organization once again is Vsauce Technology, Vsauce. That's where I work. Okay, so let's go straight. So the key learnings from today's session, it will be emerging HR challenges pre and post-COVID, the fixed mindset and versus the growth mindset, the 4 hallmarks of successful individual. Then identifying fixed mindset triggers, cultivating a growth mindset, then HR role in managing fixed mindset in the workplace. So before I continue, I would like to, okay, I'd like to see, um, comments. So what has changed for us? Okay, so this whole um, pandemic, this whole COVID-19 thing, it's been how long now? It's been over 6 months. At least for us here in Nigeria, it's been since, when did we start the lockdown? It was around March. So what has changed? How were we practicing along the HR value chain sometime last year and this year? So I need to see there in the chat box, what has changed for you? What has changed in the way we were doing things before and the way we are doing things now? So Jide, can you help me read it out, please? People should drop their comments. What has changed in the way we were doing things before now and the way we are doing things now? So what has changed for you? I need to feel your pulse. What has changed? Yes, there's the pandemic. Yes, things have changed. Whole lot of change. Let's hear you. Let's hear your feedback. What has changed then and now?
Otune is saying we are running leaner organizations.
Running leaner organization. True. Yep. Please, what has changed for you? Everything it's changed for, if I call my son right now to ask him what has changed for him last year and this year, he would tell you he's no longer opportunity to go and play football with his friends outside because mommy says social distance, nobody should come and play football. That there's COVID-19 outside. That's what he's going to say. So it's a lot has changed for so many of us. So with this, I need to feel your pulse. What has changed? Did they any more? Do we still have any? What has changed?
Working method. There have been series of organizational transformation. Beam says I am working longer hours. Matthew says everyone is online. It says upskilling, reskilling. Adedoyin says working from home has become part of me.
Can say that again.
Rebecca says working method always online. Uju says work is flexible for some organizations. Bim says someone has sworn for me with Zoom.
Are you serious? All right. All right. Thank you. Yes. A whole lot has changed. You would agree with me that before now, when we talk about recruitment and selection, it was the same old thing. People come, we post these adverts and the online, and then internal and external posting for the vacancies for various roles, and then people come. They actually come physically present for the interview session. We do first, some organizations do first interview, second interview, third interview. Oh, you have to meet with this, and they have to come and meet again with the chairman. You have to meet, because I recall when I had to work here, I had to travel all the way from Lagos to this place to come and meet with the chairman. Yes, all those were done during this period, and they're talking about the career development and growth, and then we're all think what was in our minds then. Okay, how do this person transition to this role? And everything was so systematic. It's just been everything we have learned over time how to go about doing things. Things were just moving smoothly. Then promoting organizational culture is just that we have a culture audit, have consultants come in to come and do some restructuring about the culture, the business growth, conflict management and resolution. Everything was just moving smoothly. Those were what we're bothering ourselves about then. Work ethics and values, managing multi-generational workforce, and doing then. I can remember between the last 3 years, what you hear is, millennials, they come with sense of entitlement. They always, most of them, they don't want to stay. They don't want to learn. They are always in a hurry. That's what we're all bothering ourselves with. Yes, millennial, Gen Z, yeah. That was just what we're bothering ourselves with. Then motivation and retention. How do we motivate our staff? What are we going to do? And then the 5 hours in talent management as well, which is resourcing, recruiting. How do we recruit them? How do we retain them? How do we retrain them? Restructuring. I mean, all those were what were in our minds then. Then let's look at what we are currently thinking right now. we are thinking managing work, remote workforce. Everybody have to start at some point. I think virtually everybody at some point. Yes, there are some people that, due to the nature of their role, essential services, they needed to go to work. But at some point, almost everybody at some point work totally from home. So, and I felt the pulse a while ago with the beginning of this session, and so many people, they express so many things that have happened. We are practically online, and some people will even complain. Yes, they ask us to go online, they are not sending, there's no money for recharge card, we have to use our money to do this, and then there's no time limit, and you could wake up in the morning, and once you wake up, that's it, you have resumed for the day, and then the only time you have closed for the day is when you are hitting the bed. There is no time limit. You will just find yourself walking around the clock. And so many people were burnt out. Not to talk about the managing the distraction from the home front as well. We've seen so many videos that went viral when they were having Zoom meetings and then the kids come running and all. It's just been crazy. But guess what? This is the new normal. It's not leaving anytime soon. So the sooner we embrace it and start thriving, just as the theme of this conference. So we have been faced as HR professionals managing remote workforce. Okay, performance appraisal and all the same, managing their performances. How do you do that? What measures have we put in place to manage how they work, working from home, tax based? Now, flexi work time. Yes, the lockdown has been eased in most of the states, and then some organizations they could say, okay, this level of staff could resume, and then that's flexi. Most of us, we didn't. I recall in those days, like 2-3 years ago, oh, what was in our lips? VUCA, volatile, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. It was like the new thing that has happened to us in HR. Everywhere, VUCA, 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 VUCA. That was it. But guess what? The VUCA this is VUCA happening right now. How many of us have attended? Almost everybody here has at some point attended trainings, and then we're told about VUCA. We're told about how we should prepare for it, or what is happening. This is how it's going to. But none of us were prepared when the VUCA came. Future of work. All this we're going to happen. Future of work in the nearest future. Future of work. The future is now. It is happening right now. And none of us were prepared. None of us have even heard of business continuity plan. How? What are you planning for? Because everything is moving. We all heard all those things like in the book. What are you planning for? You didn't even need to plan for anything. But it is happening right now. The future is right here. This is the new normal. It's not what all those things we read up in the book, all those things. Yes, you are being told, start practicing it. They said it's easier said than done. It's easy for us to go, when this happens, this is in the future, this is what we should do. Flexi work time. None of us prepared for this flexi work time. None of us prepared for how it would be. No, I remember then I was one of those agitating that, which would be nice, Joe. Let us even have flexi work time at least. If only they could say, let us work 3 days and then 2 days. I tested working from home, and it wasn't palatable. 2.5 months from mid-March to sometime in May. It wasn't palatable at all, because I wouldn't know if I was the only one that felt that way. I felt I was working more, because my boss was always. I was on the system. I was even on WhatsApp. And then the PA will call to say, oh, the MD just sent you a message on WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Yeah. I just then go to check my WhatsApp message, and then he has dropped a message, and he didn't know that was me trying to avoid WhatsApp. You know how many WhatsApp groups we all belong to? And then there will be messages. I'm trying to do my work. I said, okay, I'll respond to these messages. And you know the way when you're online, most people will know you're online, except you deactivate that part of your WhatsApp features. So, and then they are sent a message to me on WhatsApp. So I'm being forced now to go online. I know how it is tempting when you see, oh, this person has sent a message, I respond. Oh, this person, oh, I respond. Oh, this one, I'll read it later. I mean, it was just crazy. So everything has crept up to meet us now. What are we as HR practitioners? What are we doing about it? It's even better now because people have accepted that it has come to stay. But I can bet you by doing that March, April, people were still living in denial. Oh, when the pandemic is over. When do you think it's going to be over? It's not getting over anytime soon. I don't even think it will still be here. Like in the next 2 years, it will still be here. We'll be getting the hang of managing it. Now, almost all the isolation centers, I will talk of maybe for some states, they're all filled up. And you still hear some people saying, there is no COVID-19, they are lying, they are just using it to make money. It has come to stay whether we like it or not. Yes, some businesses thrive, but they felt it. The ripple effect is in somewhere else as well. And then your policies, at this point, we have to start reviewing. The first thing I had to do, I recall, I just recently got, first I had to do was to put up a work from home policy. It was not in existence before, but we needed to put that in place. We needed to review some of our policies, and some of the policies and the terms of concern, they will have force majeure in it. Not even follow leave method. None of us were prepared for this. Not at all. And now it has crept up. And so many people, and some of the HR personnel, somebody lack agility. You need to be agile. What is happening? Don't just focus on what is happening within your state, your space. Find out what is happening in other industries. Find out what's happening in other organizations, because there will be a ripple effect. Bother about what is happening in the capital markets. Bother about, okay, the price of petrol and the lifting of the cost of living barrel. Bother about all those. Don't just focus on only wanting to expand your knowledge base. And then communication at this point, nobody needs to tell us as HR practitioners, it can't be overemphasized. You cannot stop communicating. You can't just wake up and then you send out a mail to say a day before salary, we are going to slash the pay. I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand that it's not you. It's the management. But what did you do? As a HR leader, as a HR professional, what was your role? Yes, it's good. Yes, predictive analytics. Look at, if you understand the business, yes, you keep on asking, I need a seat at the table. I need a seat at the table. And here you are, sit at the table. What have you done with that seat? What have you done? You understand the business. How does your business make money? How has the pandemic affected how your business make money? So you're able to predict are you sure we'll be able to pay salary? You start thinking before time. Ask questions. If you don't know, ask questions, ask for numbers. And then some people hear some HR, I don't like numbers. I'm not good with numbers. You have to, because you are the one that keeps shouting, we need a seat at the table. I need a seat at the table. You need to love numbers. You need to love it and embrace it. So all this communication. So if you prepare beforehand, you're able to tell them beforehand, look at, this is what is happening. This is what is going to happen to the business. In my former organization, there was a point then it had nothing to do with there was no pandemic on, or we had to close down some of our international offices. So we let go of 150. I tell you this, I still pride myself. There wasn't any one single litigation because it was done right. Do you know what it is to lay off about 50 in this Nigeria, and a media house for that matter? 150 were laid off. Not one single litigation, because it was done right. We did the right thing. We started communicating beforehand. Listen, we are going to close down this business. So we have about 700 and something. We need to close down this business. We don't longer want to do international. For now, we are suspending it. We need to focus on the local. You cannot be in Egypt, Tunisia, you're in Ghana, you're in Kenya, you are in UK, you are in the US, and somebody in Akwa Ibom didn't hear about your company. personal internal victory, we supersede the external. Grow from within. What we started, we started sensitizing them beforehand. And then we gathered the managers. So this is not HR coming to tell you that, oh, ABC needs to go. This needs to go. We all sat down and strategized before we got to that point. And then there were lots of benefits we had to put in place. Our placement support services were put in place for these people as well. That was why you didn't hear a single bim. It was done well. What did we have going for us aside from the planning? Communication at this point. So most times we take all these things, all these learnings, we go to all this and they say all those things, but we don't go back and practice it. Yes, oh, I don't have access to the MDO. I'm still, I'm a young HR practitioner, but you can reach the MD through your boss. Ma, sir, the way this thing, I'm thinking, if your boss might not at that point react to you to say, oh, I think you are making sense, but still drop it all the same. It doesn't matter. You don't need to get the credit. You'll be amazed how much you can how much you can achieve if you don't care who gets the credit. Offer the information if you have it. Offer that knowledge if you have it. If it's good for that department, everybody gets the parts. The mental health and well-being. Almost everybody I've seen HR is like a dumping ground. Some organizations, they even, before now, they're even doing the role of the HR. They themselves. You will see Sabinus, they are the one doing the HR. They are the one, they will tell you, oh, this is who you should take, this is what should be done. But right now, they are leaning heavily on HR. And then the workforce too, people are going through a lot. Some people have just had their salary start. Even some HR practitioners, they lost their jobs. And then they reach out to, we need support. How are you supporting yourselves? And how are you supporting the organization you work with? What value are you adding at this period? Mental health and well-being. How supportive have you been? When people walk up to you, yes, you are always very busy, you can't attend to them, but they need to share. How accessible are you? Are you the type of HR that they learn that HR is coming on this block, everybody is taking off? HR is not like that. We don't practice HR. HR is not witchcraft. HR is not witch hunting. HR is not evil. Yes, people get scared of that role, hire and fire, but you can change it. You can change it. You don't have to be rude, but you can still be firm and assertive without being rude, without being insolent. People can still reach out to you and share they're having issues. And I will enjoin every HR practitioner to go and take up coaching skills. Take up coaching skills so that you'll be able not only to manage yourself, to manage the people and be able to assist them when issues like this arise. And they were talking about, that's why they said, charity, they say, begins at home. Now, how do you identify when the people you're working with has fixed mindset? What are the implications of having fixed mindset? When you yourself, how do you know you yourself don't have a fixed mindset? So you need to first treat yourself. You need to have an evaluation. What am I thriving? What is happening to me right now? Fixed mindset or growth mindset? You need to understand it. You need to know what is happening to you right now to be able to, deploy same to someone else. So is Afolabi here? I think it should. Before then, we'll be deploying a survey on what's your current mindset is at the moment. Okay, so let us look at. Now, this is a survey. I have to move this 1 minute to move this here. This is a survey. This is a global survey that's been put together by PricewaterhouseCoopers. And they are telling us that the challenges that HR is facing before now and in the future. This is what they're able to come up with, that change management, culture transformation, change management, everything, look at it there, is taking a whooping 48%. Leadership development is taking 35%. HR effectiveness and measurement is taking 27%. How do you measure your effectiveness at HR practitioners? What are the initiatives you are putting in place? And then organization effectiveness is taking 25%. Now the company needs to make money. The company needs to make money. Pandemic or no pandemic, we need to thrive. Remember, the theme of this conference is just too interesting. We need to thrive. The company needs to thrive. They need to make money, pandemic or not. Salary needs to be paid. So the organizational effectiveness. Then what about compensation? Now, part of people are working remotely. How is it going to be like? Some people will come up and say, you know what? I don't mind working on a part-time basis because the gig economy is coming to play. People could take on 3, 4 jobs at the same time. It's happening. It's already happening outside the country. It is how it's you then. I mean, as a back then, but it is here. Remember, future of work. It is happening right now. Gig economy. So, do you have initiatives in place in your organization to accommodate those level of employees? And then the recruitment. How do you recruit? Do you know in the month of March, just when this whole pandemic was just starting, I work with a tech consulting firm, so we just bet our new mobile app learning. It's a learning mobile app. It's called EdQuest. If you can follow us on Instagram, EdQuest. So it's a mobile app. It's a learning app, and it's on the Google Play Store. So we just launched it in the month of March, and I recruited 11 content writers. I recruited 11 content writers and 10 content reviewers. Imagine, that's how many? 21, all during that period. All during that period. And everything was done online. Got them online. The tests were passed to them online. Everything online. Onboarding was online. They resumed everything online. It was time to pay salaries. Everything was there. In the month of March. So what is happening right now? Our HR, are we embracing the fact that this is the new normal and there is nothing we can do about it? Let's start. How agile are you? Then the learning and development. How are we leveraging on technology? Oluwele Joseph came to talk sometime, I think last week. He said a lot on learning and development. I was glued in this conference. I was glued. He had me spellbound from the beginning of his lecture to the end. And he said a lot on learning and development, how to leverage on technology, what is happening right now. Oh, back in those days, okay, you could have all this classroom learning and all. It's almost now being a thing of the past. How many online lessons did is it me or you realize that they've been even Saturdays, even today? Do you know how many online lessons? So we'll have to struggle. Which one should I attend? Oh, should I attend this one? Should I do? Let me subscribe to this one. I was discussing with a mentee of mine last night, and then she was telling me, Mama, there was one. I was actually at this so data analytics class and blah blah blah. I was unable to attend another one, and I was wondering, a lot is happening. So how are we as HR professionals leveraging on technology to, because online learning platform should be deployed in almost all organizations. You can do it. Ask questions. Ask those who have been there. Ask questions. We have different WhatsApp platforms where you can exchange ideas. Please, so I want to deploy online learning platform in my organization. Please, how do I go about it? So I don't know. Please private chat me, or you can just meet people directly and they can refer you. Then retention. What retention strategy do you have in place now? So talking of retention, most times when people leave, we do what? Exit interview. Why don't you do a stay interview? Do a stay interview to fill their pulse. Do a stay, carry out a survey, fill their pulse. Why do they want to remain working with this organization? What are the things that will motivate them into staying? Fill their pulse, filling their pulse, getting like you're asking me, what should I get you for birthday? If you're asking me if I have like a birthday list and I've sent it out to, I have a birthday list. Okay, I need a new this, I need a pair of this, I need this, I need this. I already have my list. So I send it to you. That's then you know the type of gift you should get to that you buy for me. So the same way with the organization, you need to know what exactly do they want. Don't deploy what you think they want. Find out what they want and see if it's something that can be done. So have a stay interview. Why should they still remain? What is keeping them? Why are they? What can keep them longer? And see if it's something that can be, if it's something that is achievable. Then health and welfare. What are you doing about that? What I said earlier that HR practitioners you should develop, they should go and learn and develop coaching skills to be able to deploy that assistance to the workforce. You do not that you're not doing. It's not as though you're not doing a good job, but you will do it better. It's just right skilling and upskilling. Okay. So what are the changes that are happening along the HR value chain? Performance management. I'll give a perfect example. We have performance appraisal, balance scorecard, management by objective. But sincerely, I'm saying it to everybody, I never heard of OKR, objective and key results, another method of managing performance. Well, they all do the same thing, but this method is just the way it's different from MBA. MBA is different from BSc. OKR is different. I never heard of it till last month. And my MD just walked up to me to say, look, I love the way they manage their performance in Netflix. I want that type of performance appraisal system, and I'm going to make my research and say, OKR. How can this be done? I had to do my research and I was supposed to go, I had to make a presentation on OKR and how it, not that how it can, how it will work. So right now I'm taking online lessons 7 to 9 daily to, to upskill on deploying this OKR in my current organization because it's a tech consulting firm. It's usually project-based, and this will help us manage it better because objective and key result is one of the simplest method. So what are we doing right now? Are we still holding on to that old ways of doing things? We need to be agile. We need to move. What about recruitment? I shared with you how I was able to bring people on board right in the middle of the serious lockdown. What initiatives are we putting in place? How are we doing things differently? What about onboarding? How are we onboarding our employees? How are we giving them a good employee experience from the beginning? So don't hide under, if not for this pandemic, this is what we should have done. There were still things you could do and give them a beautiful experience. Now I talked about the gig economy. So many people they want to hold like 3, 4, 5 jobs at the same time. Just let me come do my thing and you pay me and that's it. Then the HR system, how we storing information, what self-service model is in place. Yes, your people are not there with you. They are somewhere, they are working remotely. What HR system have you put in place? Okay, they are the expensive ones. They are the ones that are even less expensive as well. What are you doing? Have you come up with a comparative analysis? We don't have any option. This is what we need to deploy to be able to get this thing done, to be able to measure performance. Then we talk about learning and development. I spoke about it earlier. How are you making the organization a continuous learning place? What initiatives are we putting in place for our learning and development in our various organizations? Leverage on technology. You will never go wrong with it. Compensation and benefit. How are we rewarding people working with us? Yes, there has been a slash in salaries. Aside from that, what else can we do? Ask questions. Hello, I've seen people say, hello, what is happening? How are you people retaining your workforce during this period? Oh, please help a sister. So what are you doing about it? How are you rewarding and compensating? That's why that stay interview I spoke about, that's why it's very important. So many times, what I do, I have a book that I write, I take for my training, right? So what I do, I write a lot. I write on that same book. So when I attend trainings, I write My key learnings and the action points, I write them there in that book. So I go for trainings and they give, those jotters they give you, all those ones they give you for trainings. Okay, let me keep, or something like this they give you. No. I don't write on any of those because I don't go back to look at them. But I write on this my book. It's my training book. So the name of the date of the training, the name of the trainer, and what I was able to learn. So once in a while, I go back and say, I start having aha moments. Oh, wow. And I was looking for this material. I even have it right here. Understand? So what are you doing about learning and development in your organization? How are you leveraging on in technology, compensation and benefit? What are the things you are putting in place in your field, as you as HR president? What are you doing about everything? Everything ought to change along the HR value chain. And one thing I will tell you is this: review your policies, have everything documented. Someone was saying, the way some shoddy practices are going on, the kind of litigation that will be faced, and who are they going to call them? HR. You didn't advise us. But when you have all these things documented, you do the right thing at the right time. Fine, we understand. If you're working with some owner-managed business, owner-managed enterprise, they can be very stubborn. But you start chipping it in, document it, back everything up with documentation, document it. If you're going to review, let them understand this is the reason why we should do this. But amidst all, document it. You can never go wrong with documentation. Someone's going to mention your name in the near future. Nobody's going to say, oh, Stella mentioned it. Oh, Bimpe mentioned it. Oh, Judy has said something of this nature before, right? Okay, so the questions we should be asking ourselves now. So in the midst of the whole pandemic, what are you feeding your thoughts and your minds? What do you spend the best part of your time doing? Are they empowering or disempowering? How do you know that you have a fixed mindset, and how do you know you have a growth mindset? What are the consequences of both during this period? How should you take care of your mind, emotion, wellness, and well-being with this period? Developing a growth mindset during this pandemic, how do you go about it? And how do you help your organization manage the individual with fixed mindset? Recall that if you don't have it, you can't give it. So if you have to first manage yourself. So is Afolabi there? Can you unmute yourself, please? Hello, Afolabi, can you hear me?
Okay, you should raise his hand, then I'll allow him to speak from here.
Yes, let him deploy the survey. Let everybody just take, it's just few seconds survey. Hi, Falabi. Thank you very much. Can you please deploy the survey on? I think you should be able to deploy it on the chat box. So we would the survey is supposed to fill your pulse again. Yes, I like filling pulse like a doctor. You need to understand what is it, what do you have, fixed mindset. Are you thriving in a fixed mindset, or are you thriving in a growth mindset? We need to understand before we go further. So it's a mindset. So it's a mindset assessment. Have you deployed it? Have you sent it?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So our people, please just quickly take that. Let us see. We need your responses. Let it start coming on. Let it start coming in. So I'll be checking from this end as well. So let's just take it. It's just fixed mindset, growth mindset. We're just asking you some questions to determine where you are right now. If you have a fixed or a growth mindset. Just click if you are done, submit. All you need to do is just do click, 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 and then the submit button. we are getting to the more interesting parts of this session. So I need everybody to join in. Okay. So we're okay. We're already having responses. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Hope you're not having issues with completing it, the survey. So if you're able to access the link, kindly tap yes in the chat box, please. If you are able to access the link, kindly type yes in the chat box.
Okay, I think people are saying they can't access it. So
They can't access.
The access is restricted, no access, I can't access it, access denied. So those are the
How so? Which one is this one then?
Okay, I think so. I think that document needs to be public. I think it's private, so that's why you need to be granted access. So there's
okay.
So Afolabi, from your end, you can change the restriction so people can have access to it.
Okay, so we don't waste much of our time. So let's. The survey was just to fulfill our post. There are just some questions that were deployed to find out how if you have a fixed or a good mindset. Okay, when you are faced with questions like this, when I think about I know that when I fail, it's just an opportunity to learn from my mistakes so that I can improve on my performance. So those are just the type of questions that you find there. When someone outperforms me at something I am good at, I doubt my abilities. So that's some of the questions. There are just a handful of questions, no problem. So let's just move on. There are some thoughts you exhibit in your mind. So those questions, if you're able to access those questions, you'll be able to see the ones, that would let you understand that you are having a fixed mindset, and then you see the ones that will let you understand that you're having a good mindset. It's just a true or a false. You will just know it. It's just that you just have this, okay, when I have this, when I think this way, okay, that means I have a fixed mindset. So what are the thoughts that shows that you have a fixed mindset, especially during this period? When you express things like, there's no need trying, it's still going to be the same. It's just there. And then you'd say things like, this pandemic has really ruined my life, not my life, and then spoils everything. I recently tendered my resignation sometime in February or March, and I'm due to resume sometimes so. And the company has said, and I've already tendered my resignation, and then the company has said, I should hold on a bit, that they are not hiring yet. No, I should just hold off a bit, that they're not hiring yet, and that they will let me know. And now I have resigned. We see a whole lot of all those. And then, why is it that it should be happening to me? Why me? Why this? Why now? You ask yourself all those questions, and then you say things like, there's no need trying. I won't be able to learn that skill. There's no need. Let me just do the one I can do. I cannot come and kill myself. Then even if I acquire the skill, what will I do with it? There are no jobs and companies are folding up. So why bother? And then some people go, I'm sure I won't get full month's pay for this month. I'm sure it's still going to be the same. We won't be paid full months. We were not paid full month last month. I'm sure it's still going to be the same this month. I'm sure our company will fold up soon. I've already started seeing, I've been seeing the telltale sign. Let me start looking for another place. So I'm very, very sure our company is going to fold up soon. Other citizens are having the better palliative measures for their citizens. Why is it this? Why is this our country different? Ordinarily, the pandemic, look at the amount they deployed. They are just using our fund. Everybody's just eating, tapping from the resources. Why is it? Why am I even in Nigeria? Why am I in this country? I should be in Canada. Look at how they are taking care of their people, honestly speaking. Where is that link, Seth? Where is that link? Let me go and apply for Canadian visa. I don't even have a job, a means of livelihood. And now this. Everybody I call, I've been turned to a perpetual beggar. Everybody I call is still the same thing. And then all those things go on. But the danger of feeding yourselves with the negative thoughts is this. You lose all sense of logic reasoning. You're always in anxiety mode and easily agitated and very pessimistic. You're always filled with self-pity, always angry at the slightest provocation. And you fail to take feedback and miss out on improving yourself. Most times, we HR practitioners, we don't walk the talk. You keep on saying they should be able to take feedback, learn how to take feedback. How many of you HR practitioners are able to take feedback when they are given? How are you sure you're not having a fixed mindset? And then in the period you are giving the feedback, you just attack. You go on the defensive, and yet you preach it. HR. Yes, you should learn how to take feedback. I gave her a feedback. How did you give feedback? You are gathering all the line managers. You are encouraging them. This is how you give feedback. You didn't give a good feedback. What about you? How do you take? How do you take feedback? How do you manage feedback? Listen. Aside from us being HR practitioners, we are human. We are human as well. So we are bound to make the same mistake as well. That same thing we preach about. How many of us are internally? How many of us are practicing it? We go on the WhatsApp platforms. We say, oh, you do this. This is how you should do it. And we go back to our organizations. We're not doing it. We're not walking the talk. And then we have some people say, don't mind her. Don't mind that who. Don't mind that brother. Don't mind this way. Go and see what is happening. I have a friend at work. They say she's very wicked. He said it's very this. If you see the sharp practices that are happening there, people will just keep saying the same thing. They're not saying things positive, but you go on some of all this platform and you make it sound so rosy. You are saying it, book, you're putting it, how are you implementing it? And then you don't take feedback well, you miss out on improving yourself, you don't see opportunities, even when it's staring at you at the face. And yes, this thing might not work, it's not going to work. You're just there, always pessimistic. You always have a reason why something would not go on well. You always have a reason why this particular thing will not go on smoothly. You're just there sabotaging yourself. Always have a reason why this thing should not happen. Everybody is trying to think of ways of improving. You are having a reason why it will not work. That's being on a self-sabotage mode. Okay? Then let us look at, okay. Yeah, we've gone past this. Okay, so the next slide. The 4 hallmarks of successful individuals by Sorick and Dweck, 2000. So they broke it down into these 4: learning, challenge, effort, and perseverance. So in learning, how do people with growth mindset, how do they think? How do people with fixed mindset, how do they think? Well, for those with fixed mindset, if when it comes to learning, they say, I've not even finished learning Excel. You're asking me to come and learn Power BI. Please, let me just stay in my corner. I'm either good at this or I'm not. Let me just focus on what I'm good at. Why the people with growth mindset will say, wow, I love this challenge. Yes, yes. I was thought about, okay, well, I spoke to HR and said, okay, we are just hearing about it. They're like, I've heard about this is 2 years ago. I said, well, I'm only just hearing about it now. I love the challenge. I'm taking up learning on how to learn and deploy OKM organization. Yes, that is take up that's it. That's the mindset of someone with a growth mindset. And when you are faced with challenges, and then sometimes you could be in a class, and then you have answer to that question. But you say, if I raise up my hand to answer now, they might think I'm stupid. Everybody will laugh at me. That is someone with a fixed mindset. Yes, let them laugh. I'm learning. It doesn't matter. We all know in school in those days, there are some people perpetually their hands are always up, and they always say the wrong thing, and you always laugh. Go and look at them now. People that are making stuff, so that those are the extraordinary people. And then you look, I'm not. Then what about effort? I'm really struggling with this. Maybe I'm not just good. I'm not just good at it. I've tried several times. You know what? Let me don't bother. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And then you use the normal word that's now enough. I can't come and kill myself. No. And then but suppose you say, even though I haven't mastered this yet, my failure shows me that I need to do things differently next time. Let me do this. Let's do it this way. Maybe let's do it. I'm sure it will work. Have a positive attitude. And then you could have under for perseverance. You could say, okay, it's pointless to continue when I made such a mess of it the last time. There is no need. Why should I do it? If I do it again, it will still be the same thing. And there's an adage in Yoruba: if you throw the hand fan up, it's still going to, the flat surface is what is going to touch the ground either way. And that's it. You just give up. There's no need to try. There's no need. It's still going to be the same old. Why not, self-motivate yourself? When I work at this, I think I will excel. When I learn, when I put in a little effort, I think I'll do it. If you don't have it, how can you preach it? How can you even identify it? If you yourself don't have it, if you yourself, yes, you are HR, but you are human. Yes, you are HR, but you equally have a fixed mindset. So if you don't move from fixed mindset to growth mindset, then how can you identify it when you see it happening in the organization? How would you even know it's happening? I want you to remember that the mind cannot separate the positive from the negative. What it constantly feeds it is what it adopts as a norm. So you find some people, they'll tell you, oh, wake up with some powerful words of affirmation. Yes, I'm beautiful and wonderfully made. Today is going to be blessed. I'm going to make it today. Oh, the devil is in trouble. The moment I put my foot on the ground, yes, the daughter of Zion has risen up. You keep on giving yourself words of affirmation. And at some point, you so believe in it, and it controls almost every of your activities the whole of the day. You say, yes, because when I wake up in the morning, I wake up with some words of affirmation, because you can continuously tell your mind that this is it. You are telling your mind, this is how it should be. And the mind, it's programming you and making it a norm. Yes, this is how it's supposed to be. Yes, I'm going to do it. Yes, I'm going to get it right. Yes, it's your energy level will be it will start coming, you start spiking from within. Okay, so what should you be feeding your mind with instead? So there's a global crisis, and no one knows when it's going to end. Nobody. Anybody that says, oh, it's going to end next year, next 2 years, they can only have an idea. Okay, well, it should still be until the next 5 years, but then it might reduce. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. We don't even have a data that can give us when it's going to end. So there's a global crisis. Nobody knows when it's going to end. So what? How can I exploit this situation for my competitive advantage during and after the pandemic? I need to manage my resources and spend money on needs, not want. Thank God there's no more Ashwebi. Parties is reduced. Someone sent me a wedding invite. She was. I said, my wedding is coming so. Thank God. I'm only sharing. It's no, because of the pandemic. You understand. So we are only going to invite just family and just a handful. I'm sure you understand. But we don't mind though. Anything you have, you can send it to us. And I'm sure she's very happy because you don't have to spend money on spend up to 500, 1 million for halls, and you just make it something small. So now, learn how to manage your resources. Focus on needs, not wants. What is not a priority, then petition it for now. Manage whatever available resources you have. And then learn how can you build multiple streams of income. What are you currently doing that people can pay for? Aside, what side hustle do you have? Oh, just a 9 to 5 job. What other things can you do? What other skills can you acquire? What other skills can you acquire that people can pay for? And then what type of skills and competencies should I develop to solve emerging problems posed by the pandemic? You'll be surprised. I learned one HR person. She, during this pandemic, she was producing hand sanitizer. She produced how many bottles? She made money. And we were like, HR. She was producing hand sanitizer. Yes, and she's making her money. So what other skills? I'm not saying go make hand sanitizer. Just look at what is happening. Be a solution provider. So with the global disruption, there's a huge fresh wave for critical talents. See, I've been trying to recruit a senior mobile app developer since the past 2 months, and I don't think it's been very difficult trying to get the right person. So there's going to be a critical war for talents. So what skills are you bringing to the table? How are you being sought? Are you being sought left, right, center? They're dragging you. You're being the one selecting. That's why you can easily say, you know what? I don't want to work for anybody. I can offer my services here. You pay for it. Gig economy is coming to stay. So which industry is thriving during this pandemic? And what skills are they looking for? What skills can I take to remain relevant, even in my current role and organization? What skills do I have? And will they still be relevant? You that you said, HR, I don't like numbers. I can't, if you in that Excel, I don't know. Oh, it's just so difficult. I don't, me and figure, even when I was in secondary school, university, everybody knows I never liked maths. You have to love it now. You have to love numbers because you are the one that keep on shouting, I need a seat at the table. I want a seat at the table. You need to love numbers. That's the language the management understand. Analysis, you show them dashboard. Don't give them write-up. Show them dashboard. Predictive analysis. This is what is happening. This is what we think. This is then start profiling solutions. So what skills do I currently have? What do have? How do I market the skills and who will be willing to pay for it? Companies are looking for those with complex problem-solving skills, solution providers, critical thinking skills, emotional intelligence, digital skills, service-oriented, innovation and creativity. Because these were some of those skills that were predicted at the World Economic Forum for this year. Nobody knew, but that is what is happening right now. So many people say, oh, please, I'm looking for a job. Okay, what skills do you have? What are you bringing on board? What are you putting on the table? Why should we hire you? Why should I refer you? What do you have that they will need? Now, there is a positive and these are the positive and affirmative thought for those who want to imbibe the growth mindset. Start thinking, it's not what has happened. What are you doing with it? Then how do you feed your mind? You feed your mind with the things that you do on a regular basis. What about companies do I keep? When I pick up my phone, who are the people I talk to on a daily basis? What do we discuss about? What do we talk about? Are we discussing about, hey, this thing has happened. This person has done it again. Have you heard? They said this person has done it again. Oh, that's the only thing you talk about. Isha. That's about all you talk about. You don't talk about how you can collaborate and make a difference. So what type of company do you keep? What type of influence does the person see? If you have 6 stupid friends, you are the 7th one. You cannot have 6 stupid friends and say you are the wise one. It's not possible. You are the 7th stupid one. So what type of book do you read? Okay, I'm not too good with reading books. Okay, how can you acquire knowledge? Okay, podcast is still okay. You just need to keep on learning. The day we stop learning, that's the day we start dying. So they say the brain, we are yet to even use I don't think we are using 10% of what this brain can do. You'll be amazed at what you can do with this brain if only you are able to exploit it you cannot even exploit it to the full potential. It's not possible. You can even exploit it even to half. So how do you feed? The function of what comes out is what goes into your head. That's what you say, or that's the function of what comes out. So what type of book do you read? How empowering are those books? Do you only focus on just books that related to HR, or do you focus on leadership or what is happening around? What about books? And when was the last time you read a book? It might not necessarily be a physical book, online book. When was the last time you picked it up to read? Short articles. When was the last time you empowered yourself? When was the last time you developed yourself? What type of music do you listen to? What type of movies do you watch? What type of news do you listen to? Oh, it's God, this is happening again. These people are dead somewhere. How are you empowering yourself with the things that you feed in yourself? So those are what you should, during this period, what you should feed your mind with. Okay, developing a growth mindset during this pandemic. Yes, your physical well-being is number one. I'm an advocate of FeedFab. I always preach that people should be mindful of what they consume. Yes, we are all at home. It is so tempting. You have the fizzy drinks all there. You are in your house. You hardly even move about. The bed is behind you. You read small. You walk small. You sleep small. You go and take something. You are not even moving about. You are developing. Your waistline is increasing. It's almost proportional to your height. Come on. We don't want to, accumulate so much weight and start dealing with health-related issues as a result of being overweight at the end of it all, right? So focus on the present and what you can make of this situation. Bond with spouse, children, siblings, families. I have 3 kids, and it's been an amazing time bonding with them, especially where I am right now. It's been an amazing time, and I'll tell you this. For some, it's the pandemic is a blessing in disguise for others as well. And then mend fences, broken relationship. It's about time you mend fences. Do what works for you, then love yourself regardless. If you're unable to attend most of all these online lessons, there's no problem. There is still time for you to pick up from where you don't need to beat yourself about it. If it's only one certificate you're able to, online certificate you're able to acquire, and somebody is there posting about, they would display it like this. They're posting about 7 at the same time. Hello, I was able to get this one. Don't beat yourself about it. You probably never had the time to do so, but you can start now. Okay, so we all have different clocks and we are not operating at the same frequency. So don't flog yourself because we need our emotional well-being is important for us at HR Partner, for us to act well in our various organizations. If you're having issues, it would mar your deliverables as well. So we are all operating at different clocks and we are not operating at the same frequency. So don't walk in another man's shadow. Don't walk using someone else's clock. Oh, this person is doing this, I'm not doing it. Hey, that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you less important. More so, we have different goals and aspirations, and we all have different things that are driving us. We have different values, and so please don't imitate or join the bandwagon. Everybody's doing it doesn't mean I have to do it. Those who are close to me and know me very well, they know I don't join the bandwagon. I do things because I want to do it. And it's very difficult to convince me to do something as if I don't want to do it. So I do things because I want to do it. So I don't want to join the bandwagon. If everybody is doing it, must I do it? Guess what? I'm speaking to you from Benin. I'm no longer in Lagos. I left Lagos in March. Vsauce, the head office in the Benin. I'm so happy working here. Between my house and my office is just 7 minutes drive. When I was in Lagos, it's taking me 3 hours from Ikorodu to Magodo. So this place, I'm resting, as you can see. So I don't have to do what everybody is doing. I don't have to be in Lagos there with you. Anywhere I am, I'm still doing. See, nobody knew this was going to happen. Back in those days, this conference would have been physical in a hall. All of us are gathering. Are we not still having it here? Am I not speaking to you? If I never told you I was speaking to you from Benin, would you know? No. Now we are all having all this session on Zoom, right? As you can see. So so many people are dealing with trying to make ends meet. Life is already difficult. So don't make it harder on them, right? Don't make it harder on them. You as HR, don't make it harder on them. Yes, because you are wielding the stick. Right? And then panicking and anxiety will not solve the problem either. Trust me, it won't make it worse. So now we need to learn how to identify and manage fixed mindset trigger. This fixed mindset, growth mindset. I'll tell you this, we all have it. Nobody is 100%, nobody has a 100% growth mindset. We all have both. But there are some things that used to trigger it, that used to trigger the fixed mindset. So when we are faced with criticism, and somebody tells you, this is something you have packaged together and you have submitted, and somebody just go, what was this? You mean this was all you come up with? And no, this is too sultry now. This is what type of report is this? No. You need to be able to do something, but at your level, you are coming up with this. Imagine how it is. Yes, feedback. You have taken that. And so you are faced with such criticism. And then it starts triggering fixed mindset. Say, hey, why can't I satisfy this man now? What is it? What is the meaning of all this? You are not taking the message from that feedback, from that criticism, telling yourself, okay, I've been told I didn't do this properly, I didn't do it well. How can I do it better? If I don't have the skills, if I don't have the knowledge, if I don't know how to do it, let me seek assistance from those who could, right? So fixed mindset. When faced with criticism, then success of others, you just look, now wow, hey, this person is growing all over. Wow, this person is good. Hey, God. Well, maybe God will do my own too. She's even working in so. She has even bought. And we finished school together. Hey, even this person is married with, and I'm not. You start counting. Other people's success gets to you. It start triggering. Those are triggers. The triggers fixed mindset. You are faced with setback. Maybe just a job loss, anything, salary slash, it could be anything, a loss of a family member. Setback, something has just come to disrupt your personal life. Like this pandemic, hello. And then it triggers the fixed mindset. What am I going to do now? Why should this thing happen now? If not for this, then you keep on, go on and on. Hard work. You are being told to do this. I didn't understand. Is it me? How can I do this and do this and do this all at the same time? It's not possible. I'm just only me now. How do you challenge yourself? Set personal goals. Tell yourself, okay, maybe this one, maybe if I do this, I'm able to do this. Maybe if I cut the distraction is their distraction, I might be able to maybe achieve from maybe 20% to 30%. Why don't you look at it that way? So there are a lot of triggers. There are a lot of things that will trigger your fixed mindset. Or then when your growth is or your success is stifled, I've been on this job for how long? There are no promotion, nothing. I'm tired though. I'm tired though. I can no longer do this. I'm tired. I can't do this. Imagine on your HR and then somebody, and then guess what? They will come and ask you to write letter of salary increase for some other person. And nobody's increasing your own. Nobody's even telling you thank you. So how do you deal with that? Why don't you tell yourself, let me keep on acquiring all the skills. Let me keep on doing all this skills. My time to shine might not be in this company. It might be in another company. Exactly. So managing fixed mindset triggers. How do you do it? Can you see that? That's a fist. Oh, it's even looking like my arm. So that's a fix. So what is saying? Focus on being aware, self-awareness, practice mindfulness, to listen to those inner voice, all those things that will give you those negative thoughts. Oh, why me? Why this? Why should it be me of all people? Hey, Focus on being aware, practice mindset, be aware of yourself. And when you start all those negative views, all those disempowering views start coming into your mind. Learn how to identify them, and then yes, you can actually tell that you have a fixed mindset when you look at all the things you're thinking about, and then you've seen all what we have said, all the things that those with growth mindset look at their thought process, and then you're able to identify it. If only you will just start practicing it, and then you can stop it and then turn it around. I don't need to start. Yes, I was being criticized. I'll take something from it. It's not easy. Yes, like we've said earlier, easier said than done. It's not easy. But then take some learning from it and then turn it around. Tell yourself, okay, let me go and do this thing and let me do it. I'm sure I'll be able to do it better. I don't know how to do this thing. Let me reach out to this one. Or I won't be able to do this. Or maybe let me reach out to Atlant Consulting. Maybe they'll be able to help me. Or let me reach out to this. Someone will be able to help me. You can find a way around it. Growth mindset. The moment you change your behavior, you change your results. Changing your perception will automatically change how you see things. It's all there in your head. And then effort, perseverance, and learning from errors are the route to self-mastery. Practice mindfulness, and then learn to listen to your inner voice. When you adopt a growth mindset approach, you are not deterred or defined by failure. Instead, learning from failure helps improve performance and achieve mastery. Picture your brain forming new connections as you meet challenges and learn. Keep on going. Then HR role in fixing mindset, training of self-talk. Okay, there might be some people in your organization. Now you know the type of, when people say things like, maybe they've been assigned a project, and this person in your work for saying, I won't be able to do it. Oh, okay. I'm saying my own, no, I won't be able to do it. You better tell this person is one that will be able to do it. So what's HR role? You'll be able to identify such person. You'll be able to counsel them to change from all those self-talk, to change the type of language, all those things you're feeding yourself with. No, don't say you cannot do it. Say you can do it. Say it's possible. And how can you, HR cannot go to, HR cannot be the one to reach people individually. Do it through your line managers. They are your culture champion, your change agents. They help you get the things done. So you train them, go back and train them on how to identify all those stuff. When you go for learnings, go for trainings, take something back. Teach them how to do it better. Teach them how to take care of their employees. Pick on a goal, determine the mindset to apply. Teach them how to do that. Then teach them how to learn, have a learning habit, have a learning culture. How do they learn about this? And then the type of people they surround themselves with should match their desired mindset. Then create new habits to support the change. What should I start doing now? One thing, I used to talk about the KISS analysis. KISS analysis, KISS. What should you keep doing? What should you improve upon? What should you start doing? What should you stop doing? And then when you have all those things, write them down. Because when you write them down, you'll be able to monitor. Write them down. If possible, attach timelines to it. Set personal goals. Then teach them, go back and teach them how to do so. Because do you know one thing about teaching? The more you are teaching people, the more you become better yourself. Then jump out of your comfort zone. Jump out of your comfort zone. I recall the last CIPM Lagos conference. It was the one for last year, and I was told, "Oh, you are going to be one of the MC." I said, me, MC? No, please. I don't like publicity. No. I don't like publicity. In fact, I don't like stage. In fact, I don't like camera. No. They say, but the fact that I was working in the media doesn't mean I like camera. I said I don't like publicity. I don't want to do it. And I record. Yemi Agaride was saying, "Don't worry, you are going to do it." And then I did it. So just jump out of your comfort zone. It doesn't really matter if you keep on staying there. Oh, I'll do the, leave me. Oh, let me just stay in my corner. Let me do my thing. It won't. Not now. Not with everything that is happening. You need to break from that. So this is a picture I like to leave with you. So someone went to get a flower pot, and then it's supposed to be a flower pot, right? And at the moment you drop it, broke, and people say, "Oh, you know how much I got this particular flower pot, and I needed to plant my flowers." And do you see that is fixed mindset? Look at what the growth mindset has done. Let me see. Look at how they've turned it around. Wasn't it the same flower pot? It kind of look more beautiful this way, but when you just pack everything together, go and trade away. So what has happened? So this is a perfect example, fixed and growth mindset. What are you doing? How can you do it better? What are you feeding your mind with? So let me ask you a question. Are there really barriers to you having a growth mindset? So I'll leave you with this from the popular quotes of Ronald Reagan. There are no constraints on the human mind, no walls around the human spirit, no barriers to our progress, except the ones that we erect ourselves. So with this, I come to the end of the session. I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that growth mindset is better than fixed mindset, and that as HR practitioners, we should all embrace what is happening in the current workplace and thrive, which is the theme of this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Stella. That was fantastic. This has not just been an HR transformation. This is a mindset transformation. I absolutely love the perspective that you've brought to this program with your session. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Let's get some feedback and questions. I I can already see some reactions here. You have a namesake. Awesome. Mind blowing.
Thank you.
It says awesome. Wow, well done. Adedoyin said mind blowing. Stella Williams said awesome namesake. Beam said thank you, Mrs. Obialo. And the claps are there. Bolane says wow, beautiful delivery. I love brilliant women. So thank you very much. Keep your feedback coming. Excuse me. We're taking questions now, so you can use the Q&A feature if you're here on Zoom, or if you're joining us via YouTube, you can just send your question in the chat box and we'll take them here. Cindy says, great session. Otunu says, love your closing remarks. Yes, you were able to convince me. Anthony says, wasn't expecting any less. Thank you, Stella. Otunu says, okay, I think I've taken that before. Great, you are brilliant and practical. Cynthia says, always an impactful session with you, Ma. Thank you, Mrs. Obialo. Thank you, thank you.
So let's have the questions coming in. How do you develop your mindset? Do you have any questions around it for your organization? And then when you look at the HR value chain as well, are there areas that you're struggling with in your various organizations as HR practitioners that you feel in the midst of all this pandemic, you feel you need, you just reach out to someone, reach out to any of the HR practitioners. Are there anything, even that I've spoken about, that you want me to buttress on? So just reach out. I deliberately, when I was approached to give a talk, I said, well, I said, I really do not want to give anything on this, on COVID, pandemic. It's all over the place. I think it's already, we've flogged it enough. Yes, it has come to say we understand, but what about us? What are we doing? What are we doing in changing our mindset? What are we doing in changing our mindset to thrive, which is what this conference is all about? Yes, this conference has been on for a while, like in the last, if I'm not mistaken, 2 weeks, and it has been mind-blowing. I want to say a very big thank you to Adulan Consulting. It's not easy gathering all this, and again, it's free, it's pro bono. It's not no price attached. I was expecting that, oh, when people see it as a free session, people will just latch onto it, because so much is being gained from sessions like this. And if you have a book where you are taking down key learnings, you'll be amazed how much you have acquired within these past weeks. And it's just weekends. So please feel welcome to reach out if you have any burning questions. Do we have any questions?
Okay, I can see some raised hands. Let me check if people want to speak instead of sending any questions. So it could be an error, but let me just check. Blessing.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for your beautiful presentation. I really, really loved it, and I learned quite a lot. I do actually have a lot of things that I can align myself to because I'm someone that's highly self-motivated. Now, I have a big challenge in my firm. I have a team member who, for some reason, I know that she's good if she sets her mind to do things, but she just doesn't. Even after coaching, giving pointers and everything, she just becomes, I don't know, there's this lukewarm attitude towards growth. And for some reason, it affects the value of the product, of the work that we produce. What else would you advise that I do to help bring her up to speed?
Okay, but you mentioned something. You mentioned something about coaching. So
yes.
I'm wondering if that had not solved the problem. Coaching. When I mean coaching, I don't mean coaching when you pass information and knowledge out to the next person. Coaching for me, in the sense that you have been able to, you see this person and you have been able to identify this is a problem. No, and now the person is going to tell you, now this is the problem, this way I'm having challenges. And then you look at the same person, you ask that person to look at the future. How do you see yourself? If you're able to actualize this, what would the future be for you? How beautiful will it be for you? How would the future be for you if you're able to actualize, be able to, maybe the person is struggling through time management, right? Not able to meet up with deliverables and all. And then you ask the pertinent question, okay, if only you are able, the person needs to accept first that the person has a problem before you can even try to go for a solution. Yes, you have been getting all these knocks, you are getting all these queries and love. It's not looking good. How would you, what would it feel like if you were not doing this? Then you start looking at what are the challenges? What are you currently going through? At times it might be deep rooted. At times it might even need a therapy to come out of it. At times it might not be work related. It might be from the home. And then the person, not everybody are comfortable with sharing their personal life. Some people are they're going through a lot. Imagine someone, this person is just on, the person is just on maybe 120,000 per month, and the husband has just lost a job, and she had a baby just 6 months ago. How are they going to cope? That person is going to come to work and be feeling, if only I'm being paid 250. What is all this? I do all this, and yeah, people are going through a lot. I think there's a lot happening to that person that is not letting on. And then what are the clear goals set for this person? And how is it being monitored? What intervention, if there have to be something, what intervention are being taken to address it? If it's time management, okay, have a to-do list that you check at the beginning and at the end. And if it's a performance, if it's attitudinal, it's different. If it's performance and work related, it's more attitudinal.
Yeah.
If it's more attitudinal, the person you don't apply the same rule with performance shortfall with attitudinal. But the thing is, you become with this person, but the person you need to let the person understand that this thing you are doing is affecting the team, and everyone is watching, because they'll be thinking, oh, this person is doing this and can get away with it. So if I do this now, I think I should be able to get away with it as well. After this person I'm doing that, they'll be trying to manage her. How long will you manage? If it's attitudinal, if it's a square peg in a round hole, then you have to take some hard decisions. But there are still some interventions you can take to help this person. The person needs to come out. You need to share with me. You cannot come. You cannot come, and if you are the reason why the person is feeling that way, the person might not want to trust you. So you need to put yourself in a situation where the person will open up and share with you what he or she is going through and what is informing this. You need to have a conversation. Yes, and then you need to have not just a strong conversation this time around, to let the person know, see, this is what is going to happen if this continues this way. I like your deliverables, but you need to change this approach. You need to change this. It's not working well for us. Not now. We don't need this right now. So you need to continuously have that conversation with this person. And the person needs a mindset change, complete mindset change. Just those stuffs I've shared. What is going on? We need to know what is happening right there. There's something happening right there. What is happening right there is informing what is coming out. The person is having issues, apparently, since it's attitudinal. So, but we need to know. And if we can't share, we can help. We are not witches. So if you can't share with us what the problem is, we won't be able to help you. Let her understand. And then if we can't help you, this is the implication for the department, for the team. It cannot continue. We've given you enough rope. We've done this, we've done this, we've done this. Do you still want to work with us? Do you still want to work with this firm? Do you still want to be in this team? Please, we need you to change. I don't want to be the one to take this hardball decision. I don't want you to have to force me to do it, but this is not working well. We are all struggling, because if there's one weak link, it can pull everybody back. We need you to be on top of what you are doing. So please share with me, how can we help you? I need you to tell me how I can help you, because I want to help you, right?
Great. Thank you, Blessing, for that question, and thank you, Stella, for your response. So we have more questions here.
All right.
Let me read this from here. Just a moment. Okay, so there's a question here saying, I know I've gotten to the point of a fixed mindset even as an HR manager. However, with your insightful session, how do I revamp the HR department and bring change to my company in all areas of HR function? How do I start again?
It's good. It's good that you have said within yourself that you have it's not personal. That's what I said. You know, when you board a plane, you recall that they will ask you so in event of, you know, crash or something, that you should first wear your mask before helping the next person by your side. So what is happening right now? Yes, how can HR, you know, role of HR in fixing it? What are those things? Have a just sit there. People should have once in a while in the HR department. You have sessions. You have sessions, maybe like maybe weekly sessions. You should. Gone are those days where when all those things doesn't matter anymore. You need to engage your people better. You need your level of engagement with your team, especially because HR is very pivotal to the success of any business. So you need to engage them more. See here saying they need to change. Let's first go back to yeah, where was that? Yeah, you have to focus on being aware. I use the fist, right? Focus on being aware, self-awareness, know that this thing is fixed mindset. Identify that this one will not take me anywhere. What goal am I achieving? And what type of mindset do I need to give me this goal? Then you have to nip it in the bud. You know, there are some fixed mindset triggers. You know, we talk about fixed mindset triggers. What are the fixed mindset triggers? When faced with criticism, success of others, when faced with setback, hard work, we all have it. It's not only your team, everybody have it. But when you are able to identify those triggers, will help you. If you know, they said when the madman knows he's mad, he's halfway cured. The moment you realize that, these are disempowering talks now. And when you keep on hearing that particular person in your team, keep on saying that, I won't be able to do it. So me, I'm tired though. I'm tired. I can't come and give myself for at times it might filter to you, might not filter to you, but you as a team lead, you need to engage them more. You will see it. And then how can you start changing it? Is for that you start from yourself. There's a way you can influence them with your positive attitude. You have to influence them because you have to start from you. You influence them with the way you are behaving, your positive attitude, they can be influenced as well. You start, that was why I spent so much time not teaching us how we can do, teaching you how you can change your own mindset, how you can listen to yourself and tell yourself, no, this won't work. Let me do this. Yes, I've been criticized about this. Okay, take the information, take message from that feedback. And then again, how do you give yours too? Yes, we keep on shouting, hey, learn how to give feedback. Yes, it's about time, yourselves. How many of the HR practitioners, we see some people say, that person is using the HR people that work in our team, if they hear what they say about her, hey, forget about all those things that she has been saying online. Are you that type of person? Say it's never too late. You can start now. If you not be having sessions, you could have sessions on anything. You could have sessions, you could say, okay, this week we are doing book review. It can be just 1 hour once a week. It fosters collaboration in the team. It draws you up closer. You go for management week, you come back. How do you debrief? How do you pass the information around? You pass the information to one other team. At what point do everybody gather? Yes, now, yes, I understand. Pandemic. You can meet on Zoom. You can meet for 1 hour. See, You need to, those are the things you need to do to draw them close. And if you foster collaboration, if you foster industry, if you foster sense of belonging, it will be very easy for you to identify. It will be very easy for you to reach out to them. It will be very easy for you to pinpoint where the areas are, where the gaps are, and what you can do about it. So I hope I was able to answer that question. It has to start from you. You need to drive it. You should need to drive it. Start by having sessions with your team. When was last time you reached out to them on a one-on-one? What was the last time you had a session? This session could be on anything. It could be on how we can take the department to the next level. It could be on anything, but make it cultivate the habit. Don't leave it to the end of the month. When things could come up weekly that can easily be nipped in the bud. And then it will draw you closer and your team more formidable. And they feel it will be easy for you to share something than when you're leaving it to the end of the month. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next question says, what do you do in a situation where line managers who are supposed to help drive the company's culture, but are not willing to, despite the trainings?
What do you mean they are not willing to? That person is not aligning with it's not aligning with the organizational goal, and it's not aligning with the corporate objective. That person shouldn't be there, because they are very, very, line managers are very, very, they are very, very instrumental to culture change. If they are not aligning, what is making the person not align? Let us start digging. Okay, this culture, what are your grievances on it? What do you have against us doing it this way? Let us hear your thoughts. Those are the type of people that end up being your culture champion. Engage them. They are, I'm sure some of all these line managers are influencers. Find out from them. You don't stay from afar and wonder why they're not doing it. If the training might not be enough, engage them on a one-on-one. Let them open up to you. Something is wrong. Engage them. If he thinks the culture sucks, he can't preach it when he doesn't believe it. He can't give what you don't have. So get him to talk. Share. Okay, let me share your thoughts on it. Why do you think this thing will not work? Because I need you to be the one to drive it. And there's no smoke without fire. There will always be a reason. Nobody will just wake up one day and refuse to align with a particular culture. He has some reservation about the culture. Then find out what it is. Find out what it is. Engage them. Don't look from afar. Engage. Calm down. Get your feet and hands dirty.
Fantastic. Exactly. You should have gotten their buy-in before even executing the cultural change.
Exactly. Before we're going to have a culture, we have focus groups. And then these people were handpicked. So there is no way, if they were part, it's called co-creating. If they were part of the culture formulation, they will be your champion. You can't just come bring it from a, okay, this is the culture, this is how I want you to do it, this is how it should be. By the time you get it right, that same person is going to be your culture champion. You'll be the one, you just sit back and relax. You'll be the one doing all the works. It's not everything HR. Engage your line managers more. Not train them on the culture. No, were they part of the culture formulation? Okay, the culture has always been there. This person is just, then engage the person. Why do you have reservations about it? Because it's very possible that the person might not even be there when they were coming up with this culture. It's very possible that the culture of the organization has always been there. But you yourself, look at the culture. Is the culture aligning with current reality? Is it about time we have a culture transformation? Is what we are saying in the book, what we have posted on the wall of the reception, is it different from what we are practicing? Then what is the culture from the top? The so-called line managers, they report to some other persons. What's the culture from the top? Where is it being driven from? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next question is from, let me get that. Okay, Utak. Thank you, madam. This was thought-provoking. What can be done in an organization where the owner wants to do everything by herself? Even when you are making suggestions, it is thrown into the dustbin. She will make other staff if you do not know anything.
It happens. It's not a new thing. We have all gone through it. If you have ever worked in an owner-managed enterprise, please don't beat yourself about it. It happens. They are like that. What I call them then, you remember when I was talking, I just say, they know the HR work more than the HR. Yours is continue to say it and document it. I'm just thinking this so and so stuff that we've talked about, that this is how we should do it. Yes, even if they are not taking it, but still voice it. You know, there are some people, they might not take your suggestions, or it might be the way you put it, but they are not, there's no fast rule about it. When they are stubborn, they are stubborn. If they want to listen to you, they don't want to listen to you. But don't keep quiet, still say it. Make it know that, let it be recorded that you had mentioned it. Let it be recorded that you have mentioned that this particular thing, and then keep record. Because it's when it boomerangs, when it fails, of course you cannot refer. That was why I said we could have done it this way. Okay, going forward, always have your plans ready for the plan B. Okay, now that this thing has happened, can we now do it this way? Because sometimes they cannot do I can't do the work of like we have maybe the head of data science. I can't do his work. I can do my own work. I can't claim an authority in his own. So you let them, you only mention, it's not your work. It's not your work to open the head and try to put in your head. Yours is supposed to make a recommendation, and it's not everything that you recommend that they will buy. Yes, they are making you feel as if you're not doing anything. Just continue to hone your skills, just continue to do what they are doing, and then your input will be relevant in another organization that you find yourself. Start plotting your exits. Start plotting. Not when I say plot, there's a difference between you are plotting your exits. When I say, people continue, I will leave you for one day. You don't need to say it. Just continue to do. In fact, be the best in your work. Continue to do what you're doing, and they start looking for someone else. That's how you do it. Because whatever it is, the company's vision is not even aligned with your own personal values. You cannot continue to do that. But in the event, since you are still looking out for somewhere else, just continue to do what you're doing and continue to document, continue to talk, continue to say it, even if they don't do it, but let it be known, let it be heard that you mentioned it. Don't take the route of, if I say it now, I know they won't agree. Remember, fixed mindset, that's how they talk. Growth mindset, let me still say it, it doesn't matter. Let them don't take it, let me still say it.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Debbie's asking, in an organization where the employees, particularly the line managers, feel culture change lies solely with HR team. I think you've kind of answered this, so I'm not sure. So how can this be managed?
Which one? Okay, the one I've answered, or another. Are you reading another question?
It's kind of related, but I think you answered then but let me just read it. In an organization where the employees, particularly the line managers, feel culture lies solely with HR team, how can this be managed?
No, that's the line manager thinking the culture transformation lies with HR. It's not possible. What does the business owner think? What does the senior management team thinks? It has to come from the top. There is no way. A culture cannot be successful in any organization if it's not driven from the top. Yes, the HR helps in driving it, but we use people to drive it. They need to buy into the culture. They need to buy into what we are doing. They need to buy into what we are selling. You need to get them to do so. That is how do we do that? Like you mentioned earlier, co-creation. Co-create. Everybody come together. Let us come together and do this. That's how we do it. So in a way, HR, yes, gather everybody together to come together to agree on our culture going forward. Each and every one of us present here have a role to play. So it's only when they feel they were not part of it and they feel the thing has just been forced down on them, HR, go ahead and do what you're supposed to do. So when they feel they are supposed to be part of it, they are part of it, they will be your culture champion. They will be the one, they will be there themselves, they will be your change agent. Thank you.
Great. Any more questions? Those watching on YouTube, if you have any question, you can send it in the chat box. I think some people dropped things in the chat box, so let me go there to see. Okay, Otunu says, I sense some employees have been engaged by other companies online on part-time basis. Doesn't this affect their commitment to my organization? Where
what
they
are the what are the tasks that you have assigned for them to do? And do you have any proof? You're sensing it. Is it the same as having a proof? Do you have a proof that they were engaged by another organization? If you have a proof, then go to your terms of contract. What does the terms of contract say? How have you employed them? What does the employment contract say? Does it say, are they on contract basis? Are they on full-time basis? And if they're on full-time basis, what does your contract say about and conflict of interest? So you go by the books, but then don't go by hearsay. Have evidence. Don't go by this person said. Have you ever had to be in a situation where someone said, and then you have taken that information and you went to the top? This person said, and then when the person was called, me, HR, me, I told you. I wasn't the one. No. Go by the books and then go with evidence. Do you have any proof that they are doing so? So if supposing Adulam decides to engage me on a weekend basis to facilitate, that's not what we're talking about here. But is it affecting my current role? You concentrate on one, the tasks they are given. How are you measuring the task? Are you assuming that if the performance is below expectation, go by what your book says? What's the policy on performance management? Go by the books. If you don't have any evidence that they are keeping more than 2 jobs, don't assume. You go by what you have been given. It's tax-based. They are working remotely. What have they been asked to do? Have they been able to deliver? If they are delivering, fine. But if you cannot be working with Zenith Bank and then working with another bank all at the same time. If you have the evidence, then bring it to the table.
Fantastic response. Another question here says, is it okay to embrace HR/finance roles or any other job description measures? So is it okay to merge HR with other job roles? I think that's the question.
If you find yourself in a situation where your role has been merged, please embrace it. This is not the time. This is not the time where you start focusing on, oh, this is my area. That is fixed mindset. If you add finance to my role, I will embrace it. And I will tell myself I'm a CEO material, because that's finance is one thing that's remaining for me. I've learned marketing, I have the skills, and I have HR, finance. So please embrace it. It's a skill you would love. It's a skill you will be grateful for in the nearest future. How many HR practitioners are you seeing now evolving into the role of a CEO? As a CEO material, please embrace it before they change their mind. Let them teach you what you need to learn. If they're telling you they need to, no knowledge is wasted, no knowledge is lost. Remember, growth mindset, embrace it. They want you to acquire a finance role in addition to what you are currently doing. There's no problem. Oh, they didn't increase your salary. Take the learnings. They will teach you. They can't just force it. They will teach you. I don't mean you telling me about, oh, and they say HR should start doing payroll. I hope that's not what we're talking about. Because most organizations, HR does payroll. But we're thinking of acquiring finance skill. They will teach you. Learn it, please. CEO material in the making. Please learn it. It's a good thing.
Fantastic response again. Thank you very much. Let me see. Cynthia is asking, please, I would like to ask, is emotional sensitivity the same as emotional intelligence relating with self-awareness?
Yes. You're emotionally sensitive to those around you. It's not just being emotionally aware of yourself. You're emotionally sensitive to those around you. You cannot say you are practicing emotional intelligence without being sensitive to those around you. Yes, you are very, very correct. You are very, very correct. You have to be emotionally sensitive to the happenings around you. You have to be emotionally sensitive to the person you are speaking with. Yes, it's all part of it. They're all 5 and 6.
Great. Any more questions? Can still spare a few minutes to just take a few more questions if we have. Otherwise, we'll bring the curtain down for this weekend. What a fantastic day to end. Fantastic way to end this weekend long of learning. Thank you so much, Stella, for your delivery. It was very provoking, and like I said earlier, that this is not just HR transformation, it's a mindset transformation. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. And it feels great sharing with my fellow colleagues. It feels great being here. And I really want to thank Adlon Consulting. There are so many consulting firms, they are not doing this, but you've been able to put this together. You've been able to pull it through the weekends all in this month of August. I will say God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much. And the program is even free. This could be people pay an arm and a leg to get all these learnings, because you're having about 3 per day, I mean like 6 for a weekend. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I love the theme of this conference, tHRive.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Stella. We really appreciate it. And thank you for honoring our invitation as well.
My pleasure, any day.
So thank you everyone for joining. It doesn't seem we have any more questions. Great, let's continue this conversation on LinkedIn. Like I always say, there's an event page on LinkedIn. I'm sure you have the links. Just let's get some feedback on this session. Share your key learnings with Stella on LinkedIn, connect with her also, and just for this.
I'm available. Feel welcome to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Ask me any question, and if you need any assistance with what you're currently doing, I am available. I'm available, right?
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. So on that note, we call it a day. We still have 2 weekends more of learning with us. 12 sessions to go. We've had 22 sessions. Okay, maybe we were crazy when we even did the 30 sessions, but it's been amazing.
Yes, it is really.
Great. It's great having you all here. Thank you for the time spent here. We'll see you again next weekend. Please, let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep sharing these ideas. Let's share our feedback on LinkedIn to the speakers and also to the on Adonam Consulting's company page. And please share this with your HR colleagues or friends that you know might benefit from this. Like she said, it's totally free to attend. So there's really no reason why you shouldn't attend. So thank you again. Have a great week ahead. Stella, God bless you. Thank you for this.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.